women do not have a special insulation against the pain of cheating. You know, it's normal for men to cheat. Oh, I'm a man, it's in our DNA, we cheat. Like, don't people have hobbies? Like, live life, get to see other things, okay? And stop focusing on man, woman, cheating, affairs, and all these things.
Okay, let's go.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome babes. Please do well to subscribe to my channel. Turn on your post notifications so that each time I do post, you'll be first to be notified, okay? Thank you. And if you are a returning subscriber, baby, you are welcome back. You are welcome back. Baby, today we are here with piping hot, juicy story times of how people caught their spouses cheating on them. The audacity. But that's what we love on this channel, okay? The drama, the juice, and the tea, okay? So without further ado, let's just dive right into these videos, okay?
So my divorce settlement is coming to a close so I can finally tell the story. So the last time that my ex had ever cheated on me, it was after he'd already cheated on me. He'd come back begging like, I love you, please be with me. And I gave him another chance stupidly. But after his initial affair with this woman, this happened like 8 months later. It was like around Christmas. So he works interstate, so we're in constant communication. But one night he was being really weird. Like, he wouldn't answer my phone calls, he wouldn't answer my messages. He kept saying he was going in and out of range. By this point, I'd already been cheated on, so I was super suspicious of him. Anyway, after a few hours of this, me trying to call him, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'll call you later, I'll call back. I'm like, you need to call me now, you need to message me now. And he's still not responding to me. And the idiot, this is how stupid he is. So we're a family, right? So we have all of our iPhones, all of our technology set up to the Find My iPhone system, like the family one. And I don't usually check it because I'm way too traumatized. On this night, I'm like, no, I need answers. Like, something is not right. So I jump on Find My iPhone. He's away for work, right? So he's meant to be on site on his campsite. He's not on his campsite. He's in this little small country town that is a couple of hours away from his campsite. There is no reason that he should be in this small country town. There is nothing there. There's like a pub and there is his mistress's house. So I get this address up and I'm like, I know that you're not at work. And he's like, I am at work. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, I'm just doing a run. I have to pick up some parts. I'm like, nah, I know something's up. So I get one of my work friends. I'm like, call her. And we're both trying to call them at the same time. My friend's calling her, I'm calling him, and they're both hanging up at the exact same time. And at this point, I'm like, do I tell him that I've tracked him? Because then, like, that's just showing my cards. Like, he's going to turn off Find My iPhone. I won't be able to find him. But I'm like, nah, I have to tell him. I'm like, I know that you are in this place. Like, I've checked Find My iPhone, and he's like losing it. He's like, you have me under surveillance. I can't believe this. You're so insecure. I can't deal with your anxiety. Like, have you forgotten me? And then both their phones go off at the exact same time. And I'm at work. I'm meant to be at work. I'm meant to be working. Instead, I'm like having an emotional breakdown. I'm upstairs in the staff room. I'm just like, nah, I need evidence. So I get this address that I got on Find My iPhone, and then I get up Google Maps. I look on Google Maps, I look at this address, I screenshot the front of the street views of the front of the house, and then I go on realestate.com, which has pictures of the inside of the house from the last time it was sold. So I screenshot those also. Then, because I know the girl, because it's the girl he cheated on me with the last time, I go on her Instagram. But then I'm comparing these screenshots. I'm looking for distinctive parts of the house that will show that it is the exact same house that it is on the address that I found on Find My iPhone. So both their phones are off, right? So I don't have any communication with either of them. So I'm just sat up there for like hours matching and cross-referencing these photos. Straight off the bat, I find two very distinct things. So the wallpaper is the same. It matches. There's a fireplace. There's a fireplace that has like the little thing that's stuck to the roof, and that also matches. So I know in my head that this is the same house. So I screenshot this evidence. So I've now got these images and I'm acting like a crazy person. Like, even my friends from work, they're just like, no, it's not the same, babe. It's not the same. I'm just like, oh my God, maybe it's not. Anyway, my friend takes me home. I stay at her house that night because I'm absolutely distraught. I cannot drive home. So I sleep at her house. Then in the morning, I get text from him like, oh my God, baby, I'm so sorry. I promise I wasn't there. It's not what you think. I feel really bad. This makes me not want to work away anymore. All the right things, like fully sucking up to me. Of course, I bought into all of it and I was still a bit unsure, but I wanted to believe him. Also, my friends were like, babe, I think that you're just overreacting. Like, I don't actually think that those things match from the pictures. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But still, I asked my friend, I'm like, can you just message her, the other woman, and ask if she was with him on Saturday night? My friend messages her and she messaged back and she's like, no, I wasn't. I haven't spoken to him in X amount of months. Like, he absolutely wasn't with me. Can you just leave me alone? And I'm just like, okay, that's all I need. Because obviously she's the one that contacted me before when they were having an affair, like apologizing to me, saying I'm not a homewrecker. Like, I didn't know that he was married. So of course I thought she would tell me the truth this time. Anyway, I want to believe him. So I delete all these screenshots. I just get on with it. I just write it off as me being like hyper anxious because I've been cheated on before. Like, it's just trauma. It's just a trauma response. Anyway, almost a year later, he's just being off. Something feels weird. And then I just get this intuition to re-look into this whole situation. So I get the address back up because I saved it. And then I look at the front of the house. I just take pictures of all the surrounding areas from the front of the house and the side of the house. Then I go over to Instagram and I just screenshot any of the recent pictures that she's uploaded that I can compare between the two. There's this picture, and in the picture there's this very distinct trellis. It's like a green and a white trellis. Her grandma's sat at the front beside this trellis, and there's a very distinct back gate. I'm like, I've seen this before. So I go back to Google Maps and I turn it around to the side of the street view, and there it is. It is the exact same trellis. It is the exact same side gate. There is no other explanation. There is no getting out of this. So I'm just like, oh, this dirty dog. And I'm not going to confront him because at this point it's like, he is a liar. He's not going to tell me the truth. And I know she's a liar too, but I figured it's been a few months. There's a lot more chance that she's going to tell me the truth than he is. So I messaged her and I'm like, look, I don't have anything against you. I just want the truth. Was so-and-so at your house last December? She messaged me back almost immediately. She's like, hi, Lauren. Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I was with him that last December. I was like, oh my God. I was right the whole time. That whole time, it was the same wallpaper. It was the same fireplace. I just gaslit myself into believing that he's not a lying, dirty, dirty dog. And as for her, like, why come and apologize to me the first time for sleeping with my husband if you're just gonna go do it again? And that's not even the worst part. This is the worst part. Right while he was doing this, on the night that he did this, it was literally 3 days after he knew that one of my close friends had died of breast cancer. Like, what? What is wrong with you?
I found out that my fiance was cheating on me right in the middle of his proposal to me, like literally as it was happening. Now, I was madly in love with this man. I was head over heels, would do whatever he said. If he said jump, I would say how high. At the time, we had been dating for about 2 years, maybe a little bit under 2 years. And the fact that he was even proposing was a shock to me because even though that I was madly in love with him, I didn't quite feel that we were ready for it. But one day, he just decided to surprise me, took me to Orlando for a little bit of fun at the amusement parks because, you know, I like to get down like that with some childish, lighthearted fun. So once we got to the amusement park, he decides to sign up to be a contestant on one of the competition games performances that they had at this theme park. So right before the show is about to start and he's about to start to compete, he hands me over his cell phone and says, babe, please film this. I want you to see what's going to happen. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. How much fun. Like, this is my dream come true. Competition starts. There was like 3 or 4 events that he had to compete with others to win. And ultimately he won. But remember, I'm filming, right? And I'm filming from his cell phone that he told me to hold. So here I am with his little cell phone filming, all excited, all proud of my man. He starts to receive text messages that are popping up on the screen. The text messages turned out to be from his mistress that he's been messing with the whole time we are together. And she's pissed. She's really pissed. I guess that morning he had texted her to let her know, like, hey, it's over between us because I'm about to get engaged today. And she threw a shit fit, even though she herself was married. So at this point, my heart absolutely drops and like I want to vomit. And I'm sitting here in a crowd with hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of people, trying to keep my hands steady and filming what's happening as he's proposing and announcing it to this whole freaking stadium full of people. But I really know what's happening as I'm seeing these texts flash across the screen. Trauma. Deep breaths, Tiffany. Deep breaths. Now listen, I am not the type of girl that likes it when people see me sweat. I keep my cool. I just smile and I pretend that I'm the just most elated, happiest woman on the planet. So since this proposal has been blasted all over the big screen, that everyone around me is so excited for me, they're congratulating me, and I'm just like in shock and awe. I somehow managed to keep my composure and to just walk outside of the stadium and wait for him outside. Once he shows up, he immediately gives me a huge hug, tells me that he loves me, and of course, does the proposal again to my face this time, not just on the big screen. There's so many people watching. Remember, we're in the middle of a theme park with thousands of people. So I quickly grab him and drag him into the nearest restaurant in this theme park that I could find. And I bring him over to the bar area and I sit him down and I tell him everything that I know. He didn't try to deny it. He knew that he was caught. And for the next 30 minutes, he proceeded to just tell me everything that he thought that I wanted to hear. And I was just numb. The only words that I could manage to muster up at this point were, baby, this 2-carat diamond ring, it's just not going to be enough.
This is part one of me finding my fiance naked with his married coworker on my wedding day. So we started dating in 2014 and we were supposed to get married September 30th, 2017. In the days leading up to the wedding, it was 5 days before, like something just not right with this one girl that he worked with. And I asked him about it and he's like, you're crazy, there's nothing going on, yada yada. 5 days before the wedding, he's like, you don't trust me enough to get married. We need to postpone. Like my whole life is falling apart, or that's how I felt at that time. We had met with our marriage counselors and they were like, Kirsten, there's nothing going on. Like, he says there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. We call off the wedding. I'm like very anxiety ridden because I'm like, okay, either he's cheating on me or like I've completely lost touch with reality. We made the decision that we would remain together and work on building trust. He told me that like it was my fault that we weren't going to get married and it was just because I didn't trust him enough. So anyway, fast forward, it's September 30th, our wedding day, and I unlocked the door to the house that I had bought for us. So he had none of his own money in the house. I did the entire down payment, put it in both of our names. So I unlock the door to this house and walk inside and he is butt naked.
So I just got home from dinner and I have been trying to decide if I even wanted to talk about this at all because it's horrible, but this past week an Amber Alert revealed that my boyfriend of a year and a half has been cheating on me. The boyfriend that I was building a life with, picking out rings in shadow colors with. So an Amber Alert went off on my phone. My boyfriend was out at a beer with the boys before immediately going to the airport. He had been acting super strange. So when this Amber Alert goes off, I go in the bedroom. I immediately smell cologne. Weird to put cologne on to go out for beers with the boys. So I see the Amber Alert is going off on the watch. I go to silence it. I've already tried to call him twice. No answer. Earlier that morning, I had sniffed my pillow because I just felt like something was off. He called me crazy. He said I was a psycho. I looked around the room. I felt like things had been moved. I felt like my sink, all my stuff under the sink had been moved. Called me absolutely crazy. So I pick up his Apple Watch. I silence the notification and I immediately get an "I miss you already" text. It is the girl that he has been in a full-on relationship for the past 2 weeks. Like, "Good morning, beautiful. I miss you. I'm in it for the long haul, blah, blah, blah," text. All the while he's laying his beautiful little head beside me every night, still planning our lives. So this is a full-on dual relationship, like dual life, mastermind, next level amount of deception type of shit. So when I get that text, I obviously scroll through all the texts and everything comes out. Not only is it her, it's other women too. But she's obviously getting the crux of it. She's getting the copy and paste of the love bombing that I got last year. So granted, my entire life has flashed before my eyes and every gut instinct I've ever had has just been like put in blinding lights. So yeah, that was my week.
Get ready with me while I tell you how my ex cheated on me. Oh God. Here with Prime Video to celebrate the launch of Wilderness, and it's about cheating. I thought it tied in perfectly with how my ex cheated on me. Never told this story before, so we were in a long distance relationship. He came to visit me from Paris to London. I thought it would be a really good idea to greet him with a literal plaque, basically standing like an idiot at King's Cross Station. He comes out the Eurostar, it's all cute and romantic. Go back to my family home, bear in mind, and we have a nice evening together. The next morning comes and he wakes up really early and he was like, "Babe, I need to go meet up with some friends." And I said to him, "You don't have any friends in London." He goes on to say, "Oh no, I made some friends in Paris and they want to see me." And I was like, "Bit weird, but okay, go see your friends." So I get on with my day and it gets to 6 p.m. and I'm like, "Are you gonna come home?" He was like, "Oh, I'm running a bit late." Finally gets home at like 7 p.m. Me being delusional again, I was like, okay, fine, whatever. But then we go to bed. And I swear to God, in the 2 years of us being together, I had never even thought about going through his phone. But my gut was screaming at me. So he goes to sleep. And for about 20 minutes, I'm praying that I would not find anything because I was so in love with this man. I go to his side of the bed and I go to WhatsApp. Not even a girl's name, a nickname. My Sexy Tourist. My heart fell through my chest. Texts on texts. My heart broke in that moment, I'm not gonna lie. He had obviously met this girl in Paris and had been seeing her. He was like, Kiara, I can't help, I met someone else. It's the first thing he said to me. At this point, I nearly called the police on him. He obviously then apologized and was like, no, I love you so much. I was like, get out of my house. It was the worst night of my entire life. Anyway, yeah, so I can tell you this now because I'm over it. But yeah, that was a whirlwind. Because Wilderness is about cheating, I was like, I need to tell my story now.
She said, no, there's something that I need to tell you. And I said, is it bad? And she said, yes. And I said, is it about the marriage? And she said, yes. And then we began to drive back and I had this sinking feeling in me. And we drove for about 5 minutes in silence, and then I went to put my hand on her lap, and she said, don't touch me, because you won't want to after I've told you what's happened. And that's whenever it dropped. And I remember that 10-minute drive back home then felt like an eternity. I was just looking out the window. And we got home, we got into the house, into the kitchen, and I was standing by the kitchen table, hands rested on it. And I said, what's happened? And she said, I've been having an affair with a man from work. And I remember just tears began to stream. I didn't move, completely motionless. Tears began to stream. And then she said, and that's not all. And she said, I'm pregnant with this child. And in that moment, I felt like I lost a lot. You know, I'd lost my wife, I'd lost the life we created, I'd lost the dog, our home, my parents-in-law, her family, everything that I'd really held dear. If someone said, what makes a meaningful life? I would have described these things. And it felt like they'd just been snatched away, just came crumbling down like a house of cards.
I'm not going to turn bitter. I'm always going to give love a try, even if love is just sometimes so like shit. I genuinely do believe that there's good guys out there. I don't know where, somewhere. So I booked this hairstylist for my birthday. She's previously done my hair before, and because I was going to Paris with the girls, I wanted a frontal ponytail. It was my birthday, my 25th. I just wanted to be cute and whatever. So me and this guy were rocking with each other 2 years in September. It was going to be this September. Hard rocking, guys, as in he was the first guy to meet my mom, first guy to even sleep at my mom's house, first guy to meet my dad, my family, like everything. And I met his family, so it was like we was fucking with each other hardcore, as in I thought I was gonna marry this guy. Like I actually fucking anyway. So I'm on the phone to my cousin at my hair appointment, and I'm just complaining about him because I'm like, he's so moany. He came to the house yesterday and he was grumpy, whatever. So we're gonna give him the name of David. So I'm saying to my cousin, yeah, David this, David that. I've come off the phone now, and my hairstylist, bearing in mind my hairstylist done my hair in March, and I kind of told her about my guy, but I didn't tell her his name. So she already knew that my guy was a twin and etc., but she didn't know his name. So obviously now she knows his name because I was on the phone to my cousin and we was talking about David. He was like, it's such a coincidence that my cousin's boyfriend name was also David and he's a twin. So I'm looking at my hairstylist like, that's good for your cousin, but it ain't my David. I tell you that for free. And I even said to her, I was like, oh, that's nice, but it's not my David, because one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my hand in fire for my man, which I will never in my life. Jesus Christ. You see these men, yeah, they will embarrass, like they will actually embarrass you. And this is why I will not post my man on social media till the day I get married, because I just don't like embarrassment. And I feel like this is the thing that irritates me more about this story, is the embarrassment. Like, why would you fucking embarrass me? So I'm like to her, no, it's not my David, because my David lives far. Because I'm thinking my David's not gonna come collect another girl from round my area because you live far. She was like, nah, my cousin David also lives far. At this point, I'm just trying to think like, no. As in, my insides is screaming. As in, I'm so confident that I show my hairstylist a picture of David. And not only any picture of me and him together, close to close, that he got me for my birthday, a moon pig card. So she knows that that's actually my fucking nigga. My hairstylist just looks at me and she's like, I'm so sorry. Guys, like mentally, I was no longer at that appointment. I told my hairstylist to rip the frontal off my forehead. I was going home. As in, my appointment was at 3 p.m. I left her studio at 8 p.m. As in, I was having a mental breakdown every 10 minutes she was doing my hair. Every every time she was gluing or she was blow drying, the tears will come out more, because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm going to jail. I don't know. My cousin had been fucking with my man for the last 6 months. So basically, guys, I can't even continue with the story. I'm bye.
I remember the night that she cheated on me. I knew it before it happened. I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt my chest just like getting stabbed. And I just knew something bad was happening. The next day I woke up, I couldn't get a hold of her. And I spent the whole day trying to figure out what was happening. And I got a photo message in my Instagram from someone that followed me of a picture of her with some other guy. And then I knew, and I had the picture, and I messaged her again, and I said, hey, yeah, I got this picture. Now's a really good time to be honest with me. And she said, I met Cameron. And I was like, who the fuck is Cameron? And she's like, Cameron Dallas. It hurt like hell. But the next day, she deletes all our photos that we'd ever posted together on social media, just wiped the grid clean, and posts one new photo of her and this guy.
What? On day one?
On day one.
Oh,
and
my God.
it was a Getty Images paparazzi photo on Rodeo Drive.
How do you compete?
I was a fucking loser again. And not only a loser, just like the biggest loser you could imagine. That moment was like worse than depression. It was just like total apathy. Yeah. Like it was just, I felt like everything and nothing. Like heart ripped out and just couldn't even move. Like that feeling like I can't even leave my bed. I'm so hurt. Yeah. You know what the worst part about the whole thing was? What? I got back with her.
Okay, that last one was so messy. She did all of this and he still got back with her. Like, it doesn't make sense. But like, I truly do not understand people who cheat, especially when you are married, okay? Like, you are throwing away your family, memories, your children, your home. Truly, I'll always say this. If God truly wanted men to cheat, like men are always like, oh, you know, it's normal for men to cheat. Oh, I'm a man. It's in our DNA. We cheat. Why didn't he create one man and two women? Because the God who made you knows you can manage with one woman and you would be fine. And even if you do not believe in God, okay, even if you believe in evolution, the first female ape that turned into human, there were not two of them. It was one and one female apparently, and then they came together and kept reproducing. So whatever it is, wherever you come from, you can be able to stick to one woman, you can be able to stick to one man and be okay. Okay. I have a friend who is like, you don't know because you don't have testosterone. I'm like, baby, if you believe in God, know that he's wise enough to give one man a woman. He did not give one man two women. And also the women who cheat, I personally think those people also have issues. Like anybody that cheats, I'm judging you. I'm sorry. If you cheat, I'm judging you. And I hope you get caught. That's like, I hope you get caught. I hope you are caught. It's my prayer you get caught. So that you get the consequences of the pain you are giving to your family or to your spouse. Because you can't be doing this, hurting the person's feelings, because there's no way you are going to be a loving husband and a loving father and still cheat, right? Because how are you juggling 2-3 women and still loving your wife? How? That means one person will be deficient of your affection, and it's usually the wife. Women do not have a special insulation against the pain of cheating. You heard the men, you saw how they were in pain speaking, right? But when it comes to men, they are like, every man cheats, it's in our blood to cheat. But when the men were speaking, you saw the pain. Same with the women, we are all flesh and blood. The heart you have is the heart I have. The blood that flows within you is the blood that flows within me. Do you understand? So I don't get this whole thing, and I don't know who made it so cool, okay? Now these days people can stand up and be like, yo, you know, I have a side chick, and like we are applauding them. Like, what? Like, don't people have hobbies? Like, yeah, you have one man, then you have hobbies, you have family, you have friends. But no, it's like people, it's just man, woman. Find something else. Put your energy somewhere else. If you have your man, your husband, your wife, then focus on other things. Live life. Get to see other things, okay? And stop focusing on man, woman, cheating, affairs, and all these things. Like, get a life, okay? Let me know what you think about cheating. The men, if you truly think you have any points to prove that yes, you guys are, you know, made to cheat, let me know in the comment section also. And also, let me know if you have ever been cheated on and how you found out, okay? We would like to know your story, and we would like to discuss these issues in the comment section down below. This will be the end of today's video. But until then, my loves, God loves you. I love you.